Hello, everyone. Good day, and welcome to yet another episode of Sports Hub with Ebere. My name is Ebere Oji, your host on the show, being aired on Spotify for podcasters. Here on the show, we bring to you live updates on sporting events, games, and activities all over the world. Yes, our COR, or our Center of Reference, has always been football and everything that has to do with footballing activities all over Europe. In fact, all over Europe's top leagues and, of course, in Africa, because the NPFL kicks off officially today as well. So we will be talking about that. It is El Kanemi Warriors versus us. Enugu Rangers, the defending champions. Enugu Rangers will be visiting El Kanemi Warriors. Yes, the game will be played by 4 p.m. today. Today is the 31st day in the month of August 2024, the last day in the month of August, and by tomorrow we will be entering the ember months, the last 4 months of 2024. So you are welcome once again. Yes, the transfer market started up on the 14th of June 2024, and just yesterday by 11 p.m. we called it wraps for the summer 2024 transfer window. Yes, it started up on the 14th. 2 months and 2 weeks, and we have 3 days. 2 months, 2 weeks, and 3 days. And of course, there were a lot of things. A lot of things happened. A lot of things in the course of this transfer market, especially yesterday. Most Nigerians will be like, why did Victor Oshimen not join the Saudi League? I don't see. I understand that people have their own school of thought that he's 25, he's still young. How can he be going to Saudi and all? But then I feel football is all about making this money. I know football is a passion, but gone are the days where you actually play football without getting paid, right? He signed a big contract, a contract extension, December 2023, that was last year. And instead of earning close to 250,000 pounds, that 245,000 euros, but it's within that range. He had a salary increment, right? And he also had a release clause to make it okay for clubs to come buy him, to come get him. But the issue is that he did well 2 seasons ago. Last season, his tally dropped. And I believe it's not just him, because the entire Napoli team, they finished. This is a side as the defending champions last season. They never lived up to expectation. And they changed 4 managers. There was a huge disarray in the club, and it affected the players. I know he had injuries and all last season, but he never hit that milestone. Like, he was not able to hit the same ceiling he attained 2 seasons ago. He never got up to 20 goals last season. He got up, I guess, 15 goals if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, 15 goals, 3 assists, something like that. So his valuation dropped, because looking at the top leagues in Europe, they all have strikers. Bayern Munich has a striker in Harry Kane. Man City has a striker in Haaland. We thought probably an Arsenal will go for him, but his wages and a whole lot that has been that happened in the course of the last few months. The AFCON came up, and I don't think he scored up to 2 goals in the AFCON. So those are the things. Those are the deciders. I say, fine. He was not really an attractive venture for clubs. Real Madrid got in Mbappe. In as much as I know Mbappe is not an out-and-out striker, I feel they will say, fine, instead of us going to pay 130 million euros for a player that didn't score up to 20 goals, let's just stick with Mbappe and try to use him, try to see how best to make Mbappe fit into Ancelotti's kind of play, because normally in PSG he used to play as a lone, like every ball goes through him, but in Real Madrid team, he would have to play as a team. He's a team player in Real Madrid, because we have Rodrigo, Vinicius, Valverde. Like, it's a team play, not a singular kind of play. It's affecting them to an extent, because I know it's just 3 games. But the bottom line of what I'm trying to say is that Mbappe was not attracting the kind of clubs he wanted in Europe. Saudi came, El Ali came with huge money, massive money. 30 to 40 million euros guaranteed per year. It's gonna be 120 in 4 years. 120 million euros. Like, the money is massive. And I'm like, why didn't he join? Why didn't he join? That's the question. Because I know he's 25. People like you join Saudi when you are towards the end part of your career. Who gave that law? Hey, who made that law? Who made that law? Who made that? Who made it a law that when you are 30 some, that's when you join Saudi? You are not attracting the kind of club that would pay you what you wanted. Chelsea came with their wage structure. Honestly, Chelsea came with their wage structure. Okay, this is what we have: 40 million euros, 40 million, no, 4 million euros rather. Base. Then we have other things that would amount to 8 million pounds or 8 million euros. I don't remember. Then the issue is that it was way below what Oshimen and his agent wanted. It was way below. Now you see that Chelsea never moved from that thing they wanted to give you. What stopped you from saying, okay, fine, let me join the Saudi league? Insist with Napoli to agree with these Saudi guys. Insist. Agree with these Saudi guys. I don't understand, because right now the Saudi club signed Ivan Toney. Yes, they signed Ivan Toney. In fact, they signed Ivan Toney yesterday from Brentford, and they signed Ivan Toney yesterday from Brentford, and I don't see any as I know. Yes, the Saudi league will be closing their transfer market on the 2nd of September. I don't see it. I don't see Victor Osimhen joining Saudi now. It's so bad. And news reaching us this morning has it that his number 9 jersey has been taken away from him and given to Lukaku. He's not going to be in in the first team squad. He'll be training with the reserves. I know his 250k will be paid, but then he's not going to play football from now till January. I don't know what is going to happen, but as it stands now, he has been removed from the Napoli team, Napoli first team squad, team A, like their squad, the first team squad. He has been removed from that team. Napoli, this is a guy that gave you your first Scudetto in 33 years. Even if you wanted to allow him go, or you don't want him in your squad, you should have just it's so bad. I don't know what this guy did to these guys. I don't know what Mbappe did to them. Like, it's so bad. It's as though he has, come on, like, you're making it, it's not fair, to be honest. I understand Chelsea is strictly business, but this is a club. You gave him this contract. You agreed to the terms of the contract. You allowed him to put pen and paper on this contract. And from the look of things, Saudi was willing to pay. Why add a 5 million on top of whatever it is Saudi wanted to pay for him? Why not agree or arrive at a compromise or something? Like, come on, you make it look as though he's the worst of all players. It doesn't make sense at all. It's not fair. It's not fair. For Chelsea, like I said earlier, it's business. They don't want to get ahead of a particular amount. This is what they say they can offer. You take it or you leave it. It's in fact, I don't even know who to blame. Is it Napoli? Is it Victor? Or is it Chelsea? For me, I feel Chelsea is just business, because PSR, they are on the necks of Chelsea. FFP, they're trying to compare with FFP, FIFA, FA, a lot. There's a potential ban looming for Chelsea. But that is, I understand. This is what they say they can offer. This is just it. Oshimen, on the other hand, is either you'd have taken it or probably left it and insist on joining the Saudi club. Because if you had insisted on maybe agreeing personal terms with this Saudi league, I don't think Napoli would have had an opportunity to come in again to start talking about an extra 5 million, since there was already an agreement with the two clubs. I feel Victor Osimhen would have just taken the Saudi league before this extra 5 million, whatever shenanigan Napoli came up with happened, honestly. Because, come on, that's huge money. 220 billion naira in 4 years. That's massive. That is massive money, man. Well, it's quite unfortunate. Now let's move on. Let's move on to the transfer biddings that happened. The businesses that happened in the summer of 2024. The done deals are so far. In Arsenal, David Raya came in on a permanent deal. Remember, David Raya joined Arsenal last season on a season-long loan with an option to buy. That option was activated by Arsenal. 27 million pounds was paid to Brentford, and David Raya came in. He's now excuse me, he's now an Arsenal player true and true. He's no more on loan from Brentford. Ricardo Calafori came in from Bologna for £42 million on a 5-year contract. He came in from Bologna, joined Arsenal. He's a left back. He can also play as a centre back and also as an inverted midfielder. Mikel Merino joined from Real Sociedad for £31.6 million, and Raheem Sterling joined from Chelsea on a season-long loan. Now, people have this. They've been taking this unfathomed news up and down that Arsenal will be paying 100k, and Chelsea will be paying 225. Let it be known that for this deal to have happened for Sterling took a significant wage cut because he didn't want to sit on the bench in Chelsea. There are other games to be played. Like, he's not a finished product yet. He feels he can actually offer more. Do you understand? So he took a significant wage cut, and Chelsea didn't take a transfer fee from Arsenal. They splitted his current wage bill 50-50. So take for instance, taking a wage cut, he earns at 325. He used to earn rather 325 at Chelsea. Taking a significant wage cut could be, let's just say he's earning 325. 225 or maybe 270. It's 50-50. Arsenal pays half, Chelsea pays half, and that is why this deal was able to go through. So it is not Arsenal paying 100 and Chelsea paying the remaining 220. No, it didn't happen that way. It's a 50-50. He took a significant wage cut, and it's a 50-50 wages that will be shared by both teams. For outgoings for Arsenal, we have Aaron Ramsdale. Aaron Ramsdale joined Southampton. He joined Southampton for £25 million. Edin Ketia joined Crystal Palace for £30 million. Yeah. Smith Rowe joined Fulham for £34 million. Yeah. And some other little deals, like I'm talking about first team players, like known players in Arsenal. Yes, in Arsenal they sold Smith Rowe, they sold Nketiah, and also Ramsdale. Yeah, they sold all three players. There are some players that were released, some went on loan, and Nuno Tavares went on loan to Lazio. Sambi Lokonga, Sevilla on loan. Like a lot, man, a lot. Reece Nelson joined Fulham. He didn't join. Yes, because the Ipswich loan deal did not work out. So Reece Nelson joined Fulham on a season-long loan. Fabio Vieira joined Porto on a season-long loan as well. For Aston Villa, they got Ross Barkley from Luton on a free transfer, on disclosed fee from Luton. Ian Maatsen from Chelsea for £37.5 million. Amadou Onana joined from Everton for £50 million. Then we have Jadon Pilogen from Hull City for £18 million. Outgoings, we had Omari Kilman joined Chelsea for £19 million. Douglas Lewis joined Juventus for £21 million. Moussa Diaby joined Al Ittihad in the Saudi League for an undisclosed fee, and a couple of undisclosed loan deals that happened. For Bournemouth, they brought in it was Kepa Arrizabalaga joined on a season-long loan from Chelsea. Evan Nelson joined from Porto for £40 million. Julian Arujo joined from Barcelona for £8 million. Yes, from £8 million. Sinisteria, that plays for Leeds United, joined Bournemouth for £20 million. Yes, for £20 million, and a couple of other players as well. I'm surprised that Kepa joined, because this was Kepa that was waxing lyrical for Real Madrid, but at the end of the day it didn't happen because Lunin didn't move, and so Kepa had to look for another club. Of course, he took a wage cut for him to join Bournemouth from Chelsea on a season-long loan. Dominic Solanke, outgoings for Bournemouth. Dominic Solanke joined Tottenham for a record fee of £65 million. Yeah, and though he's injured, he's not going to be playing. He played in the first game for Tottenham, but he's not playing. He's not going to play this weekend. He's out. He has a knock. He's out. Injured. I guess the only major transfer Bournemouth did outgoing was that of Dominic Solanke. It's a record season record, a record signing for Tottenham, and also a record outgoing or a record sale for Bournemouth. So everybody went home happy. For Brentford, we have Fabio Carvalho from Liverpool for 27.5 million. Step Van der Bank from Liverpool for 25 million pounds. Outgoings, Ivan Toney for 40 million. He joined Al Ahly, and David Raya joined Arsenal for 27 million pounds. Ivan Toney joined the Saudi club for 40 million pounds, and Frank Onyeka joined Augsburg on loan. Yes, Frank Onyeka joined Augsburg on loan. Yeah. For Brighton, incoming we have Yakumba Minte. He joined Brighton. Yeah. For 25 million. Okay. No. Yeah, I'm correct. Yes, I'm correct. Yeah, I'm correct. I'm correct. Now, for Brighton, he joined for 25 million pounds. That is, yeah, Minte joined for 25 million pounds. Matt O'Reilly joined from Celtic for an undisclosed fee. Bill Gilmore joined the Napoli outgoings. Bill Gilmore joined Napoli for 60 million pounds. Pascal Gross joined joined Borussia Dortmund for 10 million pounds. Dennis Undave joined Stuttgart for an undisclosed fee. Yeah, on the club. But the thing is, these are not even my prerogative now. These guys, okay, I'm looking at Chelsea. Yes, Chelsea. Kenyan Desbury Hall joined from Leicester for 30 million pounds. Mark Gu joined from Barcelona for 5 million pounds. Omari Kellyman joined from Aston Villa for 19 million pounds. Tosin Adarabioyo, let me use my Nigerian tone. Like Tosin Adarabioyo joined from Fulham on a free transfer. Pedro Neto joined from Wolves for 54 million pounds. Renato Viega joined from FC Basel for 12 million pounds. Caleb Wiley, Atlanta United, those guys, he's on loan. Philip Jorgensen joined from Villarreal for 20.7 million pounds. Estavo William joined from Palmeiras. He will be making it official next season for 29.1 million pounds. Joao Felix joined from Atletico Madrid for 46.3 million pounds. Then Jadon Sancho, it was a late transfer from Manchester United. He joined on an 8 million loan deal. And there are certain clauses included with an obligation to buy within 20 to 25 million pounds, and this will be dependent on if Chelsea finishes in top 14. Definitely, Chelsea should be finishing in the top 14 of the EPL at the end of the season. So it's as good as, well, Jadon Sancho will be a Chelsea player at the end of the day. Conor Gallagher joined Atletico Madrid for 36 million pounds. Romelu Lukaku joined Napoli for 25.2 million pounds. Alfred Gilchrist joined Sheffield United on loan. Omari Hodgson joined Ipswich for 18 million pounds. Ian Madsen joined Aston Villa for 37.5 million pounds. Of course, we know Kepa joined Bournemouth on loan from Chelsea on a season-long loan. Thiago Silva is out already. They released him. He's free. He joined back Fluminense. Andre Santos joined Strasbourg. Malaxa on a free. FC Lens. Chelsea did pretty good, a lot of good businesses. Those on loan. Petrovic joined Salzburg on loan. Romelu Lukaku, well, 37.9 he joined, 37.9 total fee, 37.9 he joined Napoli on a 3-year deal. Raheem Sterling joined Arsenal on loan. Armando Broja joined Everton on loan. Crystal Palace got in Nketiah for 30 million. Like they did a lot of good businesses. Do you understand? Now, looking at these businesses now, for Manchester United got in Ugarte, got in Lenny Euro, got in Lenny Euro, got in Delete, got in Marazori, they got in players, they got in Joshua Zexi, like they got in players. The same thing with us. Okay, I've talked about us now. Manchester City got in Savinho. Who else? And got in Gundogan back on the free transfer. Like he got him back after 1 year. at Barcelona. Now, the question is, who got the better of deals in all of these clubs? Who do you think will be challenging Manchester City? Because even before the season starts, Manchester City are tipped to be title favourites. They've got a Haaland. They've got players on all you can see how they started the season. 2 wins, 6 points. Haaland already has 4 goals. A hat-trick in his last game. Against Chelsea, he scored 1 goal. Game against Ipswich United that ended 4 goals to 1. He scored a hat-trick. Scored 3 goals out of the 4 goals scored. Like, he has started. He has 4 goals from 2 games played. And you ask yourself, who is gonna stop? Who is going to stop a Haaland? Honestly, I outside the fact that I wanted Victor Osimhen to make the money, if Chelsea had gotten Victor Osimhen, like, okay, fine, we've got another out-and-out striker that probably might do well, do well with the kind of Chelsea just tends to create. We've got an out-and-out striker. Chelsea has got an out-and-out striker that will be, converting those chances into goals. But then it didn't happen. So Chelsea would have to make do with whatever it is they have. You have to make do whatever it is they have. Having the likes of Jack Sim, Joe Felix and Nkuku. Yes, as the, and of course Magui as well. So let's see how it goes. So who will be challenging a Manchester City side in challenging them for the title this season? Who exactly will challenging them for the title this season? Game week 3 kicks off by 12:30. Game week 3 kicks off by 12:30 today. It is Arsenal versus Brighton by 12:30. Today is the 31st day, like I said earlier, in the month of August, the last day of August 2024. Yeah, so we've got games that will be played. A lot of games will be played today. Yes, we have over 7 games that will be played today. Arsenal will take on Brighton by 12:30 p.m. Both teams are yet to concede a defeat. Arsenal have 2 wins out of 2. Brighton have 2 wins out of 2. Brighton played against Everton their first game and they scored 3 goals to nil, and they also won against Manchester United in the second game. The first game of the season at home for Brighton, they won against Manchester United by 2 goals to 1. While Arsenal kept clean sheets in both games. The last 2 games they played against Wolves is a 2-0, against Aston Villa 2-0. So 2 clean sheets for Raya, and it's gonna be a huge one, a huge test to Arsenal's resolve against Brighton at the Emirates. So it is Arsenal versus Brighton by 12:30. The lineup is out, same of same. By 3 p.m. we've got of course we have Goal Rush. We have over 5 games that will be played by 3 p.m. We have Brentford versus Southampton by 3 p.m. Everton will take on Bournemouth by 3 p.m. Ipswich Town versus Fulham, and finally Leicester will take on, okay, we have Leicester versus, okay, let me take that again. Brentford versus Southampton 3 p.m. Everton versus Bournemouth 3 p.m. Ipswich Town versus Fulham 3 p.m. Leicester City versus Aston Villa 3 p.m. and finally Nottingham Forest will take on Wolves by 3 p.m. Nottingham Forest taking on Wolves. The former manager of Wolves, that is Nuno Espirito de Santos, will be taking on his former he'll be playing against his former side, Wolves. He used to be a manager for Wolves before he left, joined Tottenham. It didn't go well. He went to the Saudi League, won the league with them in Al Etihad, and returned back to the EPL with Nottingham Forest. So it is Nottingham Forest versus Wolves by 3 p.m. And finally, the game people would want to watch is one of the big games for today is the game that will be played by 5:30. It is West Ham versus Manchester City. West Ham lost one of their games and won one. They will be playing against Manchester City. You ask yourself, Omo, it is going to be a tough one. It is going to be a tough one, to be honest. It's going to be a huge one for West Ham. They did pretty good transfer market. They did good businesses in the transfer market. But then this is the Manchester City side. Even before they play, they are favourite. So what are your predictions? Who do you think will be going home with all 3 points? Kindly state your predictions in the comment section. Arsenal will be taking on Brighton. Like I said earlier, Arsenal will take on Brighton by 12:30 p.m. Arsenal will take on Brighton by 12:30 p.m. The game that has been most talked about is the game that will be going down tomorrow at Old Trafford. I've got concerns with the kind of businesses Manchester United did in the transfer market. Fine, they got defenders, beautiful. It's a good one. They got Lenny Euro that unfortunately is out injured. They got in Delete. They got in Marazwari. And They got in Joshua Zexi and Ugarte. Ugarte will be playing tomorrow. He will be playing against Liverpool tomorrow. They did, they got, but they got good. They did well. They did well in those areas. But on other areas that it's kind of for concern for me is the wings. They didn't do anything in the wings. Like, they've got just 4 wingers that I don't see them starting for any team. Rashford has been appalling. Anthony has been appalling. Garnacho has been off and on. The only limelight or the only silver lining they have to an extent is just Ahmad. But what happens if Ahmad gets injured? What happens if he gets injured? He just 4. And we've got over 60 plus games to play. Over 60 plus games to play this season. And you have just 4. And you have just 4 wingers. You allowed a Sancho leave. You never brought in a replacement. Even if getting a replacement on loan, to me, that it's with the way clubs play now. With the way clubs play now, it's I don't see it being a good move for Manchester United. I'm telling you, I don't see it as a good move for Manchester United because, come on, Rashford has not been productive. He has not been productive. Anthony has not been productive. Pelistri you allowed him leave. Garnacho is off and on. Ahmad, like I said earlier, is the only player they have that would, okay, fine, he would kind of do 1 or 2 things. You need your wingers. You need your wingers. When the midfielders create something, who takes the ball? Who runs with the ball? Joshua Zexi is not a midfielder. Martial is not there. You say, okay, probably you want to play Martial from the wings. So what happens? What happens? That's the problem because they are playing against a Liverpool side. And Liverpool side, of course, they've got wingers. Liverpool, they've got wingers. They've got in a Federico Chiesa, for crying out loud. They've got Luis Diaz. They've got Jota. They've got Nunes. Right? They've got a Salah. Those guys are runners. So when you look at that team, and you look at us, Man United's team, and you're like, come on, what exactly did Man United do in the transfer market? They got it. They fixed some parts of their squad, but left the forwards porous. Left the forwards. It's who are those to score the goals? Is it a Bruno Fernandes? Sometimes Bruno would have a bad day. So what happens when Bruno turns up? When Bruno doesn't turn up? Ugarte is not a goal scorer. I don't think he's not the person you are bringing in to allow to score goals. McTominay that comes in as a sub and probably churns out good results, but maybe scoring all those last minute goals. He's out. He's at Napoli now. So what happens? That's a huge question for Erik ten Hag and of course Arsenal. Erik ten Hag and United fans. They are worried. The United fans should be worried because the attacking force is limited. They don't have much up front. Eriksen, I don't think he will be playing consistently for the club now. I don't think he will be playing much. Casemiro is a defensive midfielder. They are not forwards. They are not wingers. So what happens? Except Anthony picks up. Except Anthony says, okay, fine. I need to up my game. I need to up my game. Ahmad has benched me. I need to up my game because they've got over 60 games to play this season. Look at the European UEFA league games. The Europa League, we have over. You can see you're going to play 8 different teams plus league games, cup competitions, Carabao Cup, FA Cup. You understand? So it's much. It's much, and it's quite a pity that. Well, I don't know. I don't know. United fans should not be too excited because it's going to be a very long season. If it's going to be a very, very long season. It's going to be a very, very long season. So I will take the EPL once again. Arsenal will take on Brighton. The game will be starting on very, very soon. Arsenal versus Brighton by 12:30 p.m. Brentford will take on Southampton by 3 p.m. Everton, Bournemouth 3 p.m. Ipswich Town, Fulham 3 p.m. Leicester City, Aston Villa 3 p.m. Nottingham Forest, Wolves 3 p.m. And finally, West Ham will take on Manchester City. West Ham will take on Manchester City by 5:30 p.m. For tomorrow, we have Chelsea will take on Crystal Palace by 1:30 p.m. Newcastle will take on Tottenham by 1:30 p.m. And finally, the game of all games, it is Manchester United versus Liverpool by 4 p.m. live at Old Trafford. Live at Old Trafford. This is not a game you would want to miss for anything at all. This is not a game at all. You will say, okay, let somebody tell me what happened. No. This is a game you need to go to visit any viewing center or stay in front of a TV screen by 4:30. By 4 p.m. tomorrow. 4 p.m. tomorrow. Tomorrow is the first day in this month of September 2023. The transfer market has ended. Any club that didn't do any business, any club, the players you have on as in the players your club side have now, the players they would use for the next 4 months. Yes, for the next 4 months, it's gonna be this crop of players. So if your team did well in the transfer market, I want to know in the comment section. If your team didn't do well, you felt probably they would have gotten more. The likes of us Arsenal fans like, okay, fine, why didn't you go for a striker? They didn't go for a striker. They went for a winger, a versatile winger in the person of Raheem Sterling. In as much as a Chelsea fan, I'm not really. I'm happy he left because they were situations whereby we needed a Sterling to score goal and he ended up fluffing his lines. But then this is an Arsenal side. You might want to move to a different place. From what he said the best of me, you will see the best of me. And I feel this is more like a challenge for him, that when he comes in, either start as a starter or as a sub, he would want to give his very, very best. On a very good day, he's a good player. He's a good player. Sterling is a good player, no doubt about that. And having worked with Mikel Arteta back then in Man City, I feel he scored over 53 goals in Man City under Mikel Arteta when Mikel Arteta was at Man City as an assistant coach. So I feel they know themselves very well, and I feel they would thrive. The same thing goes with Sancho at Chelsea. He worked with Enzo Maresca back then in the youth team of Manchester City, and I feel with the help of Joe Shields and all, he would settle in very well. Most of the players in Chelsea, he knows them, and he has been a Chelsea fan from childhood. Like, he has been a fan of Chelsea. His idols are Frank Lampard, Robert, all those shenanigans. But then the thing is, I wish both players all the best. They are huge gambles, but then I wish them all the best. They never gotten any striker. They want to make do with whatever it is they have. Chelsea with Nicolas Jackson. Why Arsenal with Havertz? Havertz scored goals. So let's see what happens. Let's see. It's a huge bargain. It's a huge one for both teams. Let's see what happens. Arsenal in a better position than Chelsea, no doubt. For the last 2-3 seasons, they've been better off than Chelsea. So I see them going out. They've got one of the best defensive duo in the persons of Saliba and Gabriel. So I see them going far this season. Chelsea, well, it's a huge gamble under Enzo Maresca. Let's see what happens. They did well against Wolves. Would they emulate the same thing against the Crystal Palace tomorrow by 1:30 p.m. at Stamford Bridge? Let's see what happens. Thank you so much for everyone that logged into listen or that click to listen. Tell a friend that Sports Hub with Ebere is tell a friend that Sports Hub with Ebere has come to stay. We'll do this tomorrow after the games. We'll do this, we'll keep doing it. It's on Spotify for podcasters. Thank you so much, and enjoy the rest of your day. And yes, well, we've got Academy Warriors, the NPFL. Academy Warriors will be playing today to mark the beginning of the NPFL. We've got massive coaches in the NPFL. Finidi is for Rivers United, their head coach for Rivers United. Why Amunike currently is the Heartland Gaffer. Yes, Heartland Gaffer. So the beginning of the NPFL will start up by 4 p.m. today. Enugu Rangers, the defending champions, versus El Kanemi Warriors, the FA Cup champions. Yes, the Presidential Cup champions. Yeah, but this is a main game. This is a big game, big game. Enugu Rangers versus El Kanemi Warriors. Let's see what happens. For the Spanish La Liga, we have Barcelona will take on Real Valladolid by 4 p.m. Athletic Bilbao will take on Atletico Madrid by 6 p.m. Let me take that again. Barcelona versus Real Valladolid will be by 4 p.m. today. Barcelona 3 wins out of 3. They are topping the La Liga table presently. Kudos and Flick. With the little you've been able to churn out good results. So Barcelona versus Real Valladolid by 4 p.m. Athletic Bilbao will take on Atletico Madrid by 6 p.m. By 6:15 we have Espanyol versus Real Vallecano. Leganés will take on Mallorca by 8:30 p.m. and finally Valencia versus Villarreal by 8:30 p.m. In the Bundesliga, we have Bochum versus Borussia Mönchengladbach by 2:30 p.m. today. Eintracht Frankfurt to take on Hoffenheim. Holstein Kiel will take on Wolfsburg. VfB Stuttgart will take on Mainz 05. Werder Bremen will take on Borussia Dortmund. These games will all be played by 2:30 p.m. And the last game that will be played by 5:30 p.m. is going to be a game between Bayer Leverkusen and RB Leipzig. Bayer Leverkusen are the defending champions. They won their first game of the league, and they'll be all out to defend this to defend their their Bundesliga title very, very well. That will be all for now. Okay, I will do Serie A. Serie A today by 5:30 p.m. we have Bologna. Bologna will take on Empoli. Yes, Bologna will take on. Yeah, Bologna will take on Empoli today being the 31st today in the month of August, the last day of August 2024. So Bologna will take on Empoli by 5:30 p.m. Lecce will take on Cagliari by 5:30 p.m. Lazio will take on AC Milan. This is a game you will not want to miss for anything. Lazio versus AC Milan will be played by 7:45 p.m. And finally, we have Napoli versus Parma. Napoli with Lukaku. Napoli without Oshimen, because Oshimen has been sent to the bench, has been sent out of the squad. Let's see what happens with that news. Will he be integrated back into the team if Lukaku does not perform? I don't know, but then in all of this, I just wish Oshimen the very best. Yes, he's African Player of the Year. No one has taken it yet from him. Yeah, so I just hope they sort out this stuff with Napoli. Oshimen deserves more. Like, come on, fine, he didn't go. It's his business, but then he's not. Taking him out of the team doesn't make sense. Doesn't make sense at all. So it is Napoli versus Parma, the last game for today by 7:45. What are your predictions? Can you state your predictions in the comment section? Yeah, thank you so much. My name remains Ebere Oji, your host on the show, being aired on Spotify for podcasters. Tell a friend to tell a friend that Sports Hub with Ebere is live on Spotify. You could click on the link. Tell a friend to tell a friend that we are doing great things this season. Thank you very much, and enjoy the rest of your day. And this is me saying bye.